All right, as you guys can see up on the screen today, we are talking about Progentiy Incorporated. Once again, this is ticker symbol PROG, or Prog stock as it is better known on the internet and social media. This thing has been a social media darling. It's one of the hype stocks, the meme stocks, the short squeeze plays, whatever you want to call it, that has really been picking up steam on social media over the past couple of months at this point. I mean, this thing really has dragged on for a while. And today, so far, we're having a pretty good day for Progentiy. We're up 1.88%, nothing to scoff at all. You can see here that I'm recording this intraday, so this is subject to change a ton, obviously, but like the Dow Jones is up less than 0.1%. The S&P's up a little tiny bit. Nasdaq's down. Russell's down. So for Prog to be having a good day, this is not just it riding with the market. This is having, a pretty good day independently. And there was actually some pretty significant good news that came out for Progentiy stock as well today that I do want to talk about in this video. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content, and consider checking out my Patreon. First link in the description below. I do have a YouTube portfolio that I track on this channel, and all that Patreon money goes straight into that YouTube portfolio, seeing how much we can grow it over time. With that being said, let's get right into this. So again, Progentiy is always a volatile one. It's always a crazy one, and that is why it is so fun and so entertaining to follow, and why I love making these videos covering Prog stock. It has terrible up days, or great up days. It has terrible down days, and it has everything in between. And today has been a lot of the same. We opened down a little bit, actually opened at $2.10, which was, below our previous close of $2.13. But from open, we were up 12 and a half, almost 13% intraday. That's crazy. And that is just, some of the swings you can get with Progentiy stock. But then obviously, from those intraday highs at around 1040, at least for my time, we are down 7.7%. So if you've added shares today, you could be really, really up or really, really down, depending on when you've bought in. And if you love volatility, this is a stock you can absolutely, I think it's a great day trading candidate. I think it's a stock you can make money with both ways, up and down. Obviously, there's people making all kinds of different plays on this stock. There's people trying to buy every single dip and load up on shares for the long term. There's people that are trying to sell, every rip up and try and buy lower. It's everything all over the place. But this is definitely a fun one to watch. As far as the past week, we're almost even. Despite all the volatility, all the shaking around, we're only down 0.9% on the week, which isn't too crazy for a small market cap stock sitting at around $356 million market cap right now. That is so volatile, that moves around so much. But obviously recent times have not been great for Progentiy. Down 30% in the past month, down almost 40% in the past 6 months. So people are definitely hoping for a little bit of a rebound. But from like August, we're still sitting pretty. We're still up 224% from the 52-week lows that we saw in August. So Progentiy has definitely seen worse times. It's battled back. It's fought back. It's seen better times, but it's seen worse as well. Right now we're kind of really somewhere in the middle, and we're just seeing if that next break is going to be a break up or if it's going to be a breakdown. And part of what we're going to be talking about in this video today is some experts and some analysts, giving their thoughts and opinions on what the next move for Progentiy is going to be. So I want to take a look at the Progentiy, subreddit. As always, this guy posted his weekly post number 3, talking about, some technical analysis for Progentiy. Obviously, it depends what you think about, technical analysis, but obviously there are some people that really enjoy technical analysis. I'm not somebody that really believes in this stuff too much or really reads too much into it, but he is talking about how he sees two really, really important levels for Progentiy by taking a look at this graph. This top line is, he has it right now at like $2.25. Saying if we close the week below 225 to kind of watch out in the short term. He doesn't think that's a great sign if Progentiy closes below 225. And he sees, that first line as a point where when Progentiy's closed below that line, that it's broken under it. Previously, obviously, when we had this big drop down to 66 cents, like I said in August, we broke that 225 line. And then this second line is an even more significant one right around $1.80, where if we break $1.80, that's time to really, really watch out, and we could break even lower. But then same thing on the way up. We broke that $1.80 line. We went down to the 52-week lows of 66 cents, but then we came back up, and once we broke that $1.80 line again, then it was kind of smooth sailing from there, and we've been able to remain above those support lines for the past couple of months. But obviously, like I said, past month, past 6 months hasn't been so great. So if we do break below the support lines, some people do believe that it could be a time to watch out for Progenidy stock. So that's obviously not great news, especially right now when we're sitting at $2.18, which it's below that 225, but it's not below that $1.80. So, as far as that guy's TA goes, maybe we're in an okay spot. Another piece of news from the Progenidy subreddit is the fact that some places are increasing their margin requirements for Prog. This guy has a post where his brokerage says, "Dear client, you are receiving this notice as you hold positions in one or more products listed below in an account whose margin requirements is scheduled to be increased as described in the table below. Maintenance margin increase to effective date Prog." And obviously that's not a great sign. It's not a horrible sign, but it's not a great sign. Obviously, as they say below, they always, increase these things for elevated market volatility. Small market cap stocks with low capitalizations are typically volatile and subject to problems with unreliable liquidity. Prog does fit that bill to an extent, but obviously raising those margin requirements is going to make it harder to buy up more shares of Prog on margin. It's going to make you more susceptible and more likely to get margin called, which would then force people to sell out of Prog. Overall, it can just be a little scarier where, it's not a good thing necessarily for, your stock to be included in a category of low liquidity, high volatility, high risk, low market cap, all this stuff. And to have that message going out to people isn't necessarily a great sign. Again, I don't think it's too big of a deal. This post doesn't have that many upvotes. It doesn't seem like people are too worried. And I don't think they should be, but just kind of, keep that in mind as well. Check out, be looking out for new margin requirements. Make sure you're not, running into margin trouble or anything like that. But I hope most people aren't trading on too much margin anyway, especially getting close to their margin call limits. But the big news today and the number one post on the Progenidy Prog subreddit, and the thing that I want to talk about in this video is this: Prog bullish and undervalued. And this guy posts a screenshot from RBC Direct Investing. This is the investing arm of the Royal Bank of Canada, I do believe is what this screenshot is from. And what he posts here, as you guys can see on the screen, is a new Morningstar report that came out 12/30 of 2021. You can see right there, a quantitative equity report where Morningstar, obviously, like a financial investment company, does rate Progenidy stock as undervalued in their new report. And they also list the fair value as $6.41. That is like a 3x from where we are right now. Again, when this guy posted, it was 213. Now it's 218. So I believe that's a little bit below 3x, but like a 2.98x or something like that. That is crazy. And, obviously Morningstar is just one company. They're just one opinion. It's not, the end of the world, but more analysts, more, financial companies, more big names that people are familiar with, that people know about, getting involved with Progenidy and giving them good ratings and upgrading them and doing all this stuff. We know the effect that can have both in the short term, medium term, and long term on a stock's price and value. It can just add legitimacy to, a stock, into a company, and to an investment. And it can definitely get more people involved. It can add to the hype. It can add to the excitement. And overall, I think this is an amazing thing for Progenidy stock. Again, I wouldn't read too much into the exact numbers. I don't think this means it's going to 641, anytime soon or anything like that. But this is one company saying that they think Prog stock is undervalued. This isn't just, some people on Twitter or some people on Reddit or whatever. This is a big name company that has some respect in the game, obviously. They do say, though, that the quantitative uncertainty is extreme. So, who knows exactly where it's going to go. They understand it's volatile. They understand it's a very, very hard company to value and a very, very hard company to exactly get a great idea of. But then also, we have some other information here. Trading Central saying that they believe it's overvalued. They do believe there is some bullish sentiment in the short term, some bullish sentiment in the intermediate term, but bearish in the long term. So, watching out a little bit there. And then we have Refinitiv on the right side here, where it says that they have two analysts. I'll show you guys real quick. They have two analysts that are, analyzing the stock, tracking the stock. One of them has given it a hold rating. One of them has given it a buy rating. And they recently have upgraded their rating as well. So again, this is, just two analysts from, maybe a lesser known company. But there is more and more people starting to track Progenidy. There is more and more people starting to take a look at it. And so far, it seems seems like a lot of people starting to take a look at it don't have a ton of bad things to say. You know, they say it's really uncertain, extremely volatile, low liquidity. You got to be careful. You got to watch out. But they think there is some value there. Multiple different companies giving it a buy rating, giving it undervalued rating. And at the worst, you know, some people saying long-term bearish, some people saying hold, but there are some people saying buy as well. And I think that is a great sign. And if Progentiy is able to keep doing good things, keep cutting costs, keep generating more revenue, keep having new catalysts, you know, new patents, new clinical trials, tests, drugs, all this stuff, more and more analysts are going to keep checking it out. People are going to keep at least giving it a chance, at least diving into the numbers. And again, long term, that can be a very, very great sign for Progentiy. Now, you know, just getting analysts involved is only half the battle. They still need to actually perform as a company and as a business. But as far as the stock price, this is definitely a big step in the right direction. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about PROG stock. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.